Hello, I'm Richard Hooper and this is SatTv. Now I'm here at Global MilSatCom where I'm pleased to be joined by Dr. Rajiv Gopal of Hughes. Rajiv, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me here.
Now tell me, how do we deliver to government services when there's so many different ways of delivering connectivity?
So the most important way in which we deliver satellite communications to government, the dominant theme as a managed service. Government can come to a company and the company would take care of the right constellations, the terminals, the management systems. So just like we use cell phones, we buy a service. That's the best way in which government also can now acquire these services. And there are a number of operators worldwide, many based in Europe, many based in US. I work for Hughes, based in US, but we do have presence worldwide, including offices in Europe, Asia, and we cover all continents and about 95% of the population.
So when you're managing these services, a lot of it's to do with smart software.
Absolutely.
How does that work?
So this we realized about 2 decades ago. So we saw that these capabilities exist, but it takes effort to put them together. So we said, why don't we put it together? And instead of selling hardware, we will sell services. And that requires an operations center, that requires automation. All that is possible with software. So this automation helps us leverage different constellations, other comms transports, and make sure that if something is broken, we proactively detect it and fix it. So that the end customer is focusing on how to run their applications, as opposed to worrying about how the application bits are being carried from point A to point B. So the role of NOC, Network Operations Center, and all the software which goes into monitoring the network, isolating problems, providing capacity plans, configuring, all that is automated. And a small number of people, technicians, operators, engineers, very small number, now they can run large networks. So it scales. And the benefits, the savings, we can pass it on to the customers, including government.
Now, there are challenges, security being one of them.
Yes.
Everybody is talking about security. When you've got these multi-constellations, how do you ensure security for the government sector?
So that's a very profound question, because security is there for the commercial customers also. But government has slightly different expectations, and they would go through a more rigorous process in making sure things are secure. So for example, I just talked about a concept which we have realized, where we provide this smart software also for terminals. And this smart software authenticates and gets known to the NOC. And then we can leverage that to make sure that all the configurations are securely provided. All the data we are collecting at the terminal can be sent back securely. And if there is any outsider, any intruder, we can detect it and report it. So that kind of resiliency, that kind of security, it truly gets enabled when government customers get involved. And some large multinationals, because they have equally sort of a stringent security expectations.
It's all change in the satellite sector. Everybody's talking about LEO. Everybody says it's the game changer, and then there's the opposing view that it's just cluttering up space. What are the challenges moving forward as you try to deliver services with all of this noise going on around?
No. So again, another very good and timely question. We have seen the propagation of these ideas with real systems. So there are 2 LEO constellations. They are providing services today. So we, of course, have heard about Starlink. There's another player, OneWeb, which is based here in Europe, OneWeb, and they merged with Eutelsat. So these constellations, they can enable new type of services because LEO satellites are a lot closer to Earth. So the delay is a lot smaller compared to GEO. GEO, on the other hand, they have very good advantage with respect to price, cost per bit, because we can come up with 500 gigabit satellite. So the cost efficiencies, when you're distributing Netflix, YouTube video, a delay of 500 milliseconds is not noticeable. But when you are making an important decision with respect to national security, then every millisecond counts. So both are relevant. So what I described with respect to smart network edge, that harnesses the best of both these worlds and makes sure that the applications which benefit from geo, they take the geo transport. Applications which actually require low latency, they take the LEO path. And all these new systems, they are being designed and operated as managed service. So government customers also, they can literally pick up the phone or go to a website and get these services. So this combination of multiple constellations, it doesn't stop at a space. So we as a company, we are merging with Dish, which is a modern 5G provider in US. So this comms, it literally covers the surface of the earth, LEO satellites and GEO satellites, everything in between.
Rajiv, thank you very much.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you for having me.